Right in my shit.
I don't know,
No.
but we're recording, I think.
Oh, all right. Well, too late now.
All right, welcome to officially, I think it's episode 10 of NerdinIn. We're a podcast of a bunch of geeks stuck inside during the pandemic, but we're gonna continue our geeking out about various subjects. My name is Sean from Michigan.
Oh, my name is. I didn't change it at all.
Oh, wait, we can
I'm
do it
Chris
over.
from Washington.
We can do it over.
Wow.
Oh, yo, my bad.
You suck.
Hey, I was worried about getting our
Wow.
screen share
Stop the
set up.
recording.
Whatever.
Wow, Feral One.
Whatever. I got our screen share set up. Actually, let me spell Pharaoh right.
Okay. Yeah.
You
it's
want to
a
redo
little
it or?
Yeah, we're gonna redo it because
Oh.
I'm not gonna fucking.
My
edit-
bad.
I'm editing shit.
Yeah, because my company ID was on that shit. So
Oh yeah, you definitely don't want that up.
Yeah, now you're
All right.
Feral One. Okay, wait, hold on.
yeah,
Let me
it's good.
record.
Perfect.
All right, welcome to episode 10 of Nerding In. We are a bunch of geeks podcasting and stuck inside during the pandemic, but we still like to talk about all that's going on in the nerd world. My name is Sean, calling in from Michigan.
I'm Pharaoh One, better known as Pharaoh Prime, calling in from Washington.
I'm Omar, also known as Big O in the Big D.
Only half of those statements are true.
No, he just wants to get us in trouble all the time with his phrasing. All right, so let's start off talking about the comics world. So recently, the Aliens and Predator franchises were finally acquired by Marvel Comics. We knew that Disney had bought the film rights from 20th Century Fox already, but the comic side, they now have the rights to publish Aliens, Predator, Aliens versus Predator, and any crossovers that they want to do with Marvel characters. So let's start talking about that. What would be your dream crossover with either the Aliens or the Predator? And what are some of your favorite crossovers in the past? So
I feel like Aliens and Predators have not even scratched the surface of what they can be as universes. I think that similar to how we talked in the past, those two, they were both very groundbreaking when they first came out, and maybe like 2 or 3 other versions of it afterwards. But why not give it to the world of Disney? Why not give it to the House of M to build it out to be what it really can be? Because they build worlds. I mean, Disney has not failed at that. They haven't failed at that with Marvel, especially on the big screen. But the fact that they're just jumping right into it with comic books, that's the right way to go, because it's more cost effective, and they can from the jump use like, Hulk versus Aliens, or Predator versus Black Wakanda. They could do some crazy ass shit that would make sense, that would, I think, add to the mythos of those brands. But I'm stoked about it because Disney, they got a lot of money, and I feel like the last versions of Aliens and Predator has really sucked ass. Besides Olivia Munn, I'll suck that ass.
once again, we have lost all our viewers.
I would let's see. I'd want to see like 2032, when they've already told a bunch of stories they're going to tell. I want to see Predator, the planet hunting Herald of Galactus. I think that would be fun. And then the question that I'm sure is on all 27 people's minds who watch this is, will they make Aliens somehow like the higher form of the Cousins of the Brood? Or will they just replace the Brood straight out, right? Since they own it, it's not like they bought the rights, they got to give them back. The Dark Horse rights expired, and Dark Horse just can't produce comics anymore, right? So they're keeping it. if I was Disney, I might swap out the Brood, man. I might have the aliens kill the Brood, and just take over that whole joint. And that's a good way to toss that property right in the mix and make it kind of mainstream right away with like some kind of X-Men event where they take over for the Brood. That's basically what the Brood are, right? They're like Marvel's bootleg aliens.
So would you also replace Death's Head with Predator if you're gonna do that with the Brood?
I mean, do I care enough about Death's Head to replace him? That's the real question.
Because I mean, that's basically a Predator wannabe when they didn't have the rights to that.
Yeah, I mean, you could have fun with that. You could have fun with them knocking off.
But he drinks Guinness though, and he's from the UK, so he has that bloke humor.
I mean, yeah, there's that. But I mean, I just think I can 100% see Marvel going that route where they knock off the two existing versions of what they were modeled after. Because the Brood did come out after the Predator movie, right? Or am I wrong on my timeline? Not Predator, I'm sorry, Aliens.
The Brood definitely came out after Aliens. Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure I don't want to get someone and be like, well, actually.
No, they're straight cops.
My X-Men knowledge isn't great. Okay.
No.
So since it's a ripoff, now you got the original?
I mean, Alien came out like, what is it, 79 or 80?
Alien was probably 79, I want to say.
Yeah, and the Brood came out from Byrne and Claremont shortly after the Dark Phoenix saga, which is like 86.
86.
Maybe 84.
Okay. So there we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
1982 is
okay.
the Brood.
So yeah, that was still 3 years after.
Ooh, actually, we were wrong. Aliens movie came out in 1986.
What?
No, that's the second one, dude.
That's Aliens.
Is it?
Yeah.
Alien came out in
79. Yeah, because it came out the same time as Star Wars, which was crazy. Crazy to have sci-fi be so powerful and so groundbreaking, and so beyond.
Yeah, it probably came out right when Empire was dropping.
Yep.
Yeah.
Props to Marvel for only taking 3 years to rip off a good idea.
I mean, it's comic books, man. You could pretty much. It was maybe even still like maybe 3 years ago. You were able to get rid of shit. You know, not get busted for like straight sampling hard on legit characters. Even drawing like the likeness of celebrities in their books.
Yeah, because
but yeah,
Mark Miller does it all the time in his books.
So it should be fine. I mean, I'm sure they'll do the whole round of crossovers, right? I would like to see the Predators knock off some D-listers to establish themselves. Besides Death's Head, I don't even know if Death's Head is considered a D-lister, but it'd be cool to see them knock off some D-list heroes and villains in their initial story, just to, kind of establish themselves as, doing what they do. But I mean, really, you can almost put them in any book and somehow it works, right? They could be in a Thor book, somehow it would work. Avengers book, easy peasy, right? They come to Earth. Any of the cosmic books. I mean, if they want to go big, maybe they do some kind of giant crossover. They don't tell us the Predators are the villains right away for the first few issues. And it's like a universe-spanning crossover where they just show up in a bunch of different books at once hunting the heroes. So I think it's going to be open for, hopefully they cross it over. I'm hoping they do it quick. I really don't want to see them come out with an Aliens book and a Predators book by themselves. I'd rather them establish them in the Marvel Universe first and then let them see if they warrant their own books afterwards.
I want them to fight the West Coast Avengers.
How about the Great Lakes Avengers?
Oh no, that's what I meant. Great Lakes, yeah.
Yeah, you want to see Tippy versus a Predator.
Yes, I do. I want to see a bunch of squirrels.
I think actually Randy brought up on our thread, because we do our pod jitsu through the week on topics and stuff, and Randy's the camera shy one, the Zoom shy guy. He's the one that just wants to jump on Zoom and put up someone's flaccid penis. But I think that he brought up Savage Land. So like, I think Savage Land would be perfect for Predator. I feel like, again, Khazar and like all of those different characters like Sauron that are so underused. I mean, that's like Marvel Jurassic Park. How can you not use that to the fullest? You know, like you got so many other characters that have like dinosaurs incorporated with runaways and some other character. I forget his name. I'm thinking about it through clix. I don't know why, but that's what's so beautiful about clix is it's always about the obscure shit.
No, I want AVP clix back, because they had horror clix back in the day. But if we can get badass predators in clix form, that'd be amazing. Because even the brood clix were kind of fun because they kept on spawning other broods and stuff. So yeah, I want AVP in clix form.
They can revive Marvel Zombie versus Aliens versus Predator. I could see that book as a one-shot selling a bunch of books.
Yeah,
I mean, new property acquisition is always good. It'll fold something in, and for that 1 year, we'll get a whole bunch of books and see if everyone really wants to stay on board with it. But I think it gives them two good sets of villains that are just not one villain, that are a group of villains that can be used as different plot devices going forward. And, pretty powerful, right? The aliens, are the aliens are no joke, and the predators for sure are no joke, right? Especially if they keep it where they're not fighting gods all the time and they're hunting down that mid-tier, no power level higher than like Captain America type of superhero. I think it's a good match for the Predators.
And just from the jump, looking at the comic books, I mean, you can think about what they do with Star Wars. Star Wars is probably one of their stronger titles right now. I think it's always up there in the top 10, up there with like Spider-Man and X-Men and Avengers. So the reason they did that is they aligned it with all the top talent with like Jason Aaron, Salvador LaRocca, everybody that wants to have their say and create different shit. Like, I mean, look at Dr. Aphra, who came out of the Marvel Universe, but from Star Wars, but didn't initially come out from, but she's going to most likely have her own series in Disney Plus, and that's something that's rumored, but it's got to happen because she's fucking amazing. I love Dr. Aphra, and she's our first Asian fucking Star Wars character.
Gotta feel a little bad for Dark Horse, right? Because they're the ones that kept these properties rolling when nobody wanted them, right? Because Marvel dumped, Marvel and Star Wars broke up before, and then nobody's putting out Alien vs. Predator comics for a minute, right? So gotta feel kind of bad. Dark Horse loses out again just because the mouse is, Pac-Maning up companies. So that's, tough run for Dark Horse. Sorry about that. I don't read any indie, so I feel bad in general, but not personally bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Image and Dark Horse, they of just those few companies being named that have been around for over 15 years, they do well for themselves. They still have like strong writers. Like Robert Kirkman is always coming over to Image doing shit just because he has that kind of brand loyalty. Same with Hickman. That's where Hickman got all of his writing chops, and they took a chance on him on not only writing but also doing the art and graphic design. Not even just fucking art, but doing graphic design and doing your fucking title treatment. That's really where I found out about Hickman, was through Image books. So yeah, man. I agree. Yeah, it's sad for Dark Horse, but at the same time, fuck, look what we got now with the Star Wars books. The Star Wars, we have like 10 titles of Star Wars right now, and they reboot them like every other year. So people can just easily jump on them, because you know how people they don't want to jump on number 30. They want to jump on number 1 or number 5,
Right.
Marvel also likes to reboot everything too much.
Almost like it's the 90s again. Just saying. Yeah. I saw some holographic covers last year.
All right. We also have other cosmic related news. We got even more Fantastic Four previews. Scott Porter, QB1 from Friday Night Lights and other shows and movies, started doing his unboxings. That means we're about 2 weeks away from release of Fantastic Four, but so far we've had 2 days of previews, and let's go through some of the stuff that he pulled. So what are you guys
coming up right now?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Shout out to HG Realms for having the dial thread updated. Y'all doing the Lord's work out there.
All right, so what are you guys excited that you've seen, either from day one or day two?
I mean, I don't think we have enough time for that for me, but I like all the fact that I like the fact that we think we're going to get half a set where half the dials are 40 points. Like, I kind of dig that.
That's a big deal, man. That's what the problem with Marvel. With Marvel, we always have these fucking high point, overpowered characters that you just don't want to use because they're 150 points, 200 points. But when DC characters come out, they're like 40 points. You do the fucking same thing, 50 points, and you just get more of them, more utility. Agreed.
And I mean, if you look, right, all four of the early Fantastic Four figures are spoiled, right? So I know, I mean, we talked about Invisible Woman for a second a couple podcasts ago, right? But her at 40 points, all of them have a stop click, right? So her, Ben, all of them have a stop click.
Yeah.
They got great synergy. She's throwing out the enhancement and the TK and the defend, right? With the 19 defend on the stop click. So underrated stop click with defend, I think is going to be pretty solid because it's a 19, right? So unless you're going to spend that extra or get that good poison setup to get past it, I think she'll be really fun to play with that 19 defend on her last click. You go to Human Torch, another 40 points, right? Looks kind of okay dial, but then she's got the enhancement to bump that damage to 4, right? So not too bad for him either. I think they all have the trait where they increase their attack roll by +1 for each 4 in the final attack roll. So love the thematicness of that. The Thing, 40 points. A little disappointed with this one with the toughness. They gave him the shape change up top to kind of help out with that. But I would like to, and he got his impervious on his last click, right? But you start thinking about the combo. Visible Woman gets to her last click, has a 19 defend. Johnny's on his last click with ESD, sharing that 19. Ben's on his last click with impervious, sharing that 19. I think Mr. Fantastic was the one that wasn't up yet. But you start looking at that as a comp, you're like, oh, shit. And, them together, it's 160. You still got 140 points to play with after you put the Fantastic Four on a team together.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, too, that, like, they also don't need to be adjacent for the defend. Like, they just have to be 4-way. Is that right?
Is that hers, the 4-way? Or is that a different one? On the common? No, on the common, they got to be next to her. Might be another one. Are you thinking of the old ATA?
No, man. I thought I read it.
No, he's thinking about another piece, I think.
We'll get through it. Nova came up this week. Frankie Ray, pretty generic, right? Like 50 points. You look at the dial, you're like, it's okay. But then that trait poison, it's not too. It's kind of stuff that's on a range piece. That's the only thing, right?
Yeah, I'm excited about the Moloids because I had one buddy
He was
trading just a whole bunch of stuff for a bunch of Grods so he can make a theme team ruler team with a bunch of Empower to his dark side. But the Moloids can do that, non-theme team, obviously. But yeah, you have like 10 points for empowerment. That's pretty awesome. And they're tiny and they can sidestep. So
yeah, Captain Venom teams are gonna love that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, and don't sleep on them two of them, right? Or power. One of them give one of a power action. As long as they're adjacent to a Moloid, they can destroy blocking terrain, right? And then they remove the action token they just got. I mean, that can be used. There's a lot of maps where that's super useful. You create a little tunnel for somebody to shoot through or go through. I think that's a good 10. That's a solid, and they have Underworld team ability. So they can carry each other, right? Or other characters with monster. Omar, you mentioned that Captain Venom, right?
And they literally live underneath the worlds.
Like, I don't know, man. I think that's a pretty solid. You get a lot of stuff for that 10 points in 2 clicks.
Oh yeah, it's very very cheap point wise and a lot of utility.
Next up from this week, we got Spider-Man. Definitely a different dial for Spider-Man. I think it's an interesting dial, right? With a lot of with running shot, incapacitate, the dual target, a lot of 18Ds. I don't know why they. It's funny. You never know why they slid into 117. Like at that point, just make all the Ds 18. Or you slide into one rando 17 for no reason. But what's going to be fun with him is he can carry, right, with just Fantastic Four. Or he can be carried once per turn. And after resolutions, if he's placed next to 2 adjacent opposing characters, he gets an attack. So not a free attack, still got to take the token, but it's still an attack after being taxied.
That just sounds like antics. Antics ready to be broken.
And the other trait, is when he hits with a close attack, so this triggers off of him being carried, right? Other friendly characters, the Fantastic Four keyword, get improved movement, characters elevated and hindering.
Yeah, ignoring characters is huge. You don't have to worry about breakaway and stuff like that.
So you're going to be able to yoink him out of close combat with someone, right? Make an attack, and if he hits, anyone that's next to the character with plasticity now doesn't have to worry about it. I know it's not going to be meta, but that's a good way to give powers to a Fantastic. That's a good, solid get-around piece. So plasticity can be a pain in the ass. Next up, another 40-point character. Should have played a drinking game where everybody that's 40 points, Omar takes a swig.
Anyways, it's okay.
So Laura Kinney's next. One of the female Wolverines is next. Laura Kinney, 40 points. Pretty basic dial. Prove movement, hindering terrain. If you give her a move action after resolutions, you can remove an action token from her, and she can use stealth. So if she just straight walks, she doesn't have to token up for it. I think that's pretty good. I'm not overly blown away by this dial, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's okay.
T'Challa's up. One of the A Black Panthers up next. We've already talked about Black Leopard, the Prime. New Fantastic Four, he has leadership and outwit. He has trade stealth. If he occupies an terrain, modify attack by +1. Honestly, I feel like somehow this is overcosted, but it might be because I've seen so many other great dials for 50 points and under. Like, I'm not blown away by it, but it seems okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's overcosted. But yeah, he just doesn't do anything new or nothing special with him.
Maybe it's nothing new. It's nothing new on it.
Yeah, the right map, he can just be in there and doing the 12 attack, 11 attack blades. So shit, it's fucking good.
I think we talked about Prime Black Leopard 2 podcasts ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah, fucking mean.
Okay, sweet. Thundra came up this week. Nice to see Thundra back. Really excited for that. She's Frightful 4, right? Nice giant reach. And after she makes a close attack, after resolution, she may place a hit character in the adjacent to her, right? So she can pull people in. That's always a nice power, especially when you combo with charge, right? The charge normally be 5, but it's really 7 because of her giant reach. So I think that's pretty cool. And then she has that Frightful 4 trait. I think all the Frightful 4 do something a little different.
She can pull people like 3 squares because she can hit them from one side and then put them adjacent on the other side. So some kill box
Pretty solid. Pretty solid. You're going to pay for it. 75 points is definitely not cheap nowadays. But she has the indom. A lot of times they hand out 75 points with no indom. So she's got the indom and some staying power. I think this is this Invisible Woman. So this is the uncommon. No defend this time, but think her cool thing is she can generate. Barrier is free, right? But she only generates markers and squares adjacent to Fantastic Four characters. I don't know, man. I think free barrier, even if it's a little restriction, we don't really see free 4-token barrier very often, right?
No, usually it's like 1 or 2 at most, but usually just 1 free.
2. Right. I don't know. I think that's pretty solid for 50 points, even though it's got a requirement. But when are you not going to play her on a Fantastic Four team, right?
Yeah, with a 19 defense starting off too. Yeah, that's great.
With super senses, right? So
only 50 points though. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, that's
Isn't it?
undercost.
Like the barrier thing. I don't know. Oh, probably because of her opening 9 attack would be my guess.
Yeah.
Like,
don't give a fuck because you're just TKing.
Like, think about that sweet spot too. Even if you take a hit for a couple, or actually, I think she's kind of pushable, right? Because she has that barrier power for 4 clicks. She hits that click 3 where she's got super senses and shape change, and force blast if anybody gets close, right? With that barrier power, I don't know, man. I think she's kind of pushable too.
I feel like barrier is still such a fucking underestimated power that I think known. It's like some straight garbage ass antics by OG players.
I don't think it is anymore. In the meta play right now, barrier is it's a counter to things like the Batman Prime from the JLU set. So yeah, barriers had its comeuppance. So.
And what's great is 2 Moloids can take out her barrier, so that's always fun too.
Yep.
Right? Two Moloids can tunnel under her barrier. So I love the restriction on it. I really think, though, you know, you're 50 points. The other ones are 40. You're going to be able to fit 4 other characters for the Fantastic Four if you really want to on your team. So you're going to be able to get that full barrier out often, right? And she's friendly to herself, so counts for her too. We talked about Doom before. I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
Unless Omar wants to stop on him and just admire him a little bit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Figured you would. I'm excited for number 23, the Skrull Warrior. I am not excited.
All the generics.
The fact that we're getting a generic in the goddamn uncommons, but whatever. So comes with the top dial shape change, which we now know with the way Skrull's been reworded. So he's got a 50% shape change rate on a 30-point character, which is awesome, right? You could drop the shape change for a turn to give him a +2 to attack if you really want to. If you pair him up with the Skrull General, if he hits his shape change, that character can't target anyone on your team with Skrulls. I really think fronting a team with a bunch of these dudes is going to be super solid, especially that 50% shape change. I know it can be outwitted. I know there's a ton of ways. I know there's ways around shape change, but at 30 points for 4 clicks, I think this is a pretty solid generic.
Yeah,
I like that.
10 attack and 3 damage. Yeah, that's great for a 30 point.
And also it's contextual because the player gets to choose. You know, it's player's choice. So you don't know.
Right.
You could plan for it, but nah, I'll do something different.
Right. I like, and then with that running shot, as long as he doesn't have movement attack, right? Running shot's pretty good, and improved movement hindering terrain. So I don't know. I think pretty good spot. Next up, 26, Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider. I know you guys were talking about this one in the thread, I think, right? Especially that full 80-point dial. So this one, for those watching, that red line, if you go past it and you're playing him at 40 points, you KO after the red line. If you're playing him at 80, you get the full dial.
Yeah, it's just, I think that we were talking about that penance stare or something. Yeah, he's just, he can do a lot.
Yeah, he can do a lot. So we'll go over penance stare for anyone listening and not watching. Penance stare gives him energy explosion and pulse wave, period. Once per turn, when Ghost Rider hits an opposing character that damaged a friendly character since your last turn, after resolutions, deal that opposing character penetrating damage equal to their action tokens. That's pretty good. That's like a finishing move right there. Like he buffs him up on the stick. And then that combos with, he's got that while he has a phasing teleport power. And if he moves 4 squares or less when he uses phasing teleport, he can make a close attack. And on that first time he has that, he's sitting on a 12 attack with 4 damage.
And 19 impervious. Yeah, that's
19 impervious. So, and that whole back half of the dial sitting on big damage. That's a lot of damage on the back half of that dial. I think the only thing that would have made him perfect and probably broken is if that first good click had a stop click.
Yeah, but like even if you hit him past 1 or 2, he's still rocking 11 with 4 damage.
He is.
11 attack with 4 damage. So he's gonna get a hit off with those special powers.
And actually, I don't think the 40-point dial is bad at 3 clicks either. It's not great, but it's not bad. And if we forgot to mention it for those listening and not watching, he also has improved movement hindering for the early part of the dial, and he has inbound. 40-point inbound character.
It's shitty he doesn't have the Avengers keyword because, like, I mean, really, he's probably more known for being like the youngest cool Avenger guy right now. And also, how come he didn't fucking have some cool ass power where he can take over Colossals or some shit? That's like what he does. There's
going to be more of him in this set. We might get that later.
Yeah, we might get that later.
Nah, man, this was their chance. They need to fucking do it right now. Omar is pissed.
Valeria Richards is next up.
Valeria, she's so good. She is so good. So
Sean, tell us why she's so good. Why is she so good?
She's just a great support piece. She has all dial for her attack power. She can choose a standard attack power. So you can do, a lot of people are talking about TK. You can do stuff like Pulse Wave. If that 2 damage is not enough for you, you can choose, Blades. But yeah, just having a 40-point TKer is awesome. And then in her damage power, she has a Perplex with a range of 8, which, everyone else has 6 starting off, but yeah, you have the extra 2 range over standards. And then when Valeria Richards uses Perplex to target another character that shares a keyword, she may instead modify value except damage +2. So she has a +2 Perplex for friendlies and pick a power for attack, all for 40 points. That's just great.
And this is pretty much the most important thing for Omar.
Yeah.
Omar, what's that key? What's that middle keyword?
Of course, Latveria. So I think the big thing is really, this is Valeria when she was helping to rehabilitate Uncle Victor because he was going through some brain damage shit. But really, he was just plotting and planning, and obviously Valeria was a big part of that. I mean, now that I see this piece, like, I don't even care about the chase, really. 40 points for all the shit that she can do? Nah, man, she's the one.
Dude's gonna have a +2. Dude's gonna have a static +2 attack, homie. Like, it's gonna be. I really, when I saw this today, I was like, so Doom just hooked up with sidestep TK, right, for Vic and his bots, and like basically a Battle World style Perplex, right, but without a Battle World keyword thing being attached. Pretty good. I dig it, and the extra 2 on the range for Perplex is a nice little addition to it. Just showing, how you don't have to be limited by your range. So I thought I am for 40 points, definitely one is for sure going on the Latveria squad. Fantastic Four got a bunch of stuff. They don't need her as much, but
yeah, that piece that stood out for me today.
3 thumbs up. Next up is She Thing. On the Fightful Four, this version Fightful Four and Fantastic Four, and Leap Climb. After she uses it, she can make a close attack. So that's with an 11 attack, 4 damage. Now she can't be carried. We already see there's a lot of TK in Fantastic Four already, right? So there's plenty of TK in this set. I don't know, man. I think she's a little bit overpointed because I remember that good 50-point Hulk that could do the same thing with the Leap Climb and go make an attack. But I don't know, man. It's an 8 move, right? Ignore terrain, attack. with 11 attack, 4 damage for 75 points. So I think she'll be really good in a sealed environment. I think she's going to wreck shop.
Yeah, she's good. She's good.
Omar's still on Valeria. He's looking at the bottom half of her dial. Just
yeah,
staring
you know
lovingly
I
into
am.
that dial.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Chi Thing. No one gives a fuck about Chi Thing, actually. I'll be honest with you.
I think I like
Chi
the
Thing.
Fast Forces Chi thing better.
Yeah, we saw some rock titties. That might be.
We're going to get to that. We've got the fast forces on the docket. Next up is Claw. Did we hit Claw last time?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, good. Fire
He's
Lord.
awesome.
I think we talked about Fire Lord before.
Yeah.
We got the other Punisher. So I know we talked about the Prime, which I think is the Herald Punisher.
Yeah.
We just got the janky little meat Punisher, right? So Flurry, when the Punisher uses it, if each attack hits a different target, they may make a third attack.
That's
no
fucking
move
amazing.
with that, no nothing. But 30 points, man, like,
dude.
and they fly so they can carry other people. Still got the Herald keyword, which I think is cool. That even though it's not a real Herald, they still gave it the Herald keyword. Like with the robot, I think that's pretty cool. I think it'll be a fun piece. Also, another piece I think personally, in sealed, I think this piece owns in sealed.
Oh, guaranteed.
Like
man.
once everybody's
points.
engaged, once everybody's engaged and dealing with more powerful stuff, this is the dudes you roll in, and then the next turn you follow it up and just start handling business in the middle of a little.
Fuck it, dude. I'm pushing with that motherfucker. I don't even care. I'm just jumping in. I'm flying up. I'm gonna fucking tie up all your pieces, and I'm gonna flurry next turn. And you're just gonna fucking let me pot shot with my range attack on all the guys that are tied up.
Especially when you cop a Sue on your pull and you give them that 18D, right? That extra one. You're always amazed how an extra 1 defense can spare you from dying in a turn.
Definitely.
We talked about the Prime one already. Triton. So this was Valeria was Sean's standout. This was my favorite one in the last couple days. So Triton is obviously Inhuman, soldier keyword. When establishing theme teams, choose a friendly character with the dolphin symbol, and Triton gains that character's keyword. So, like, that's just dope. They didn't give him Atlantis, but he doesn't really need it because he's going to be on Atlantis anyway. He also has a move power that's charge. Always has charge, and he has hypersonic speed, but if he occupies water terrain when he starts in it, which is there's a bunch of characters with that with water. And I think the other standout for him, which he brings to Atlantis, who kind of needs it, is some prob control.
Yep.
No doubt.
And he's only 40 points.
Yeah, most Atlantis pieces, besides Namor or Aquaman, they don't have Indom, so you don't want to use the theme team on them because you're gonna push them.
Right.
So yeah, that problem is huge.
I think I don't think there's that much Atlantis. Maybe 2 or maybe a couple pieces with it. I think there was a
it's
one.
like
But
him, Mara, and fucking the little magic Aqua Boy.
Oh, from way back in the day, right?
No, he's the most recent one. I think from not Teen Titans, but the.
Oh, you're right. That's the set that time forgot.
Yeah.
Because there was no generation.
Forgot his name.
We got the rare Mr. Fantastic, who I think is a pretty interesting dial. So now we're moving up to the rares for the Fantastic Four. We're seeing their point values go up instead of being 40. He's 75 at his top, 60 on the split. With the event, so he's got the Avengers. So we start seeing expansion of keywords too, right? Avengers, Fantastic Four, Illuminati, of course, Scientist. I think the standout power really is he has his trait is opposing characters in the 4 squares in line of fire cannot begin moving except during move actions. So that seems pretty good. Not, impossible to deal with, but pretty good. And then
it forces them to it forces them to token themselves to move.
Or you got to sidestep someone in front, right? Because you need line of fire. So either way, you're moving characters around that you don't want to move in those places. And I think, at least first 3 clicks, those are pretty solid numbers. It's a good tie-up piece. Like really good tie-up piece with plasticity, 18 defense with combat reflexes.
Yeah, he's a great tie-up piece for that.
I feel
What
like
you think, Omar?
Steel Energy's real sneaky, man. So fucking, he can just keep coming
Right.
up. And the CCE is a problem, because he has 10 attack. I mean, two damage. Yeah, that outwit though is a problem. That outwit the range of 10. Like, when's the last time you seen an outwit the range of 10? That's like
pre-2017.
Yeah, pre-2017, exactly.
Also, I think that makes him versatile in the beginning of the game, right? And I'm looking at, like, let's say the 60-point line, right? Because I think that's he's most going to get played at 60-point line. You got that one click of outwit, right? And he starts out in the back row, kind of outwitting stuff. But once the fight's engaged, he then rushes in, and after the poison's been dealt with, or so he doesn't have to waste his outwit on it, he can bum rush in and tie up 2 or 3 pieces just himself without his super trait, right? He ties up 2 or 3 pieces with that plasticity with that 20D up close. Man, and then on top of that, anyone he could see left can't move unless they just want a straight move. I think that he's pretty. I think he'll be fun. A lot of players that are strong on positioning will use him to great effect. Also, another character that I'm going to designate is going to wreck shop and sealed at that 75-point line. Like, he's going to be a problem.
He's going to team up with his wife, who most likely one of them is going to have the shield fucking team ability. So he's actually going to have like an 11. And then someone's obviously going to have a perplex. So he's going to actually have 12 outwit. So, just for the most part, going to be so, like you said, just in the back, killing people.
We call that foreshadowing here in the entertainment business, folks. So the next one up is the rare Invisible Woman, who does have the shield team ability. Omar, you predicted that well.
And Plex.
And she's got Perplex, and she's got Stealth. Adjacent friendly characters that share a keyword with her can use Stealth and gain improved targeting in terrain. I mean, and great keywords: Avengers, Fantastic Four, Lady Liberators, Shield, Spy, and Celebrity.
She pretty much. So yeah, I mean, I think that that Reed partnered with his wifey has replaced that Balls of Fury, where he's just like fucking
solid, dude,
all the way far away from the map and just like doing stupid shit.
And she gives him stealth too, right? He gets improved targeting, hindering, and she gives him stealth.
Yeah, that's pretty mean.
Pretty good.
Very good.
Sean, what about you? Thoughts on her?
Yeah, no, she's great. She's gonna be on every stealth busting Fantastic Four team.
We didn't mention it. Her special power is Incapacitate. After resolutions, hit characters modify by -1 attack to your next turn, which seems okay until you realize she's got 6 range and triple target.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and now people are going to complain, right? Because she's 75 or 60 and has very low damage numbers. But if you're playing her for damage, you're probably not using her right.
What I'm pissed about is that she doesn't have the Illuminati keyword, because like this is the one that seems to be the one that would really fucking wreck on an Illuminati team. Low points,
I wonder if
making everybody better. Like,
isn't this? I think this is representing when they split. Remember when they went to like they kind of her and Reed split on each other. I think this is representing when they did that.
Yeah, she took over like Iron Man's spot on Shield.
Right. Next up is the rare Human Torch. So he's got Pulse Wave. When he uses it, after resolutions, you may choose an opposing character that can use Protected Pulse Wave or Protected Pulse Wave within half range and line of fire and deal that character 1 penetrating damage. This includes stop clicks. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's crazy. That's annoying. And you can do that on the 60-point line or the 75-point line. And friendly characters with the Fantastic Four keyword within 4 squares can use enhancement. Also kind of crazy. And Human Torch and adjacent friendly characters take no damage from energy explosion or poison. So that just fixes the Mr. Fantastic poison problem. If he was scared of it, he doesn't have to worry about it now because Johnny protects him from it on most of his clicks. I think this is a really solid 60 or 70. 75, I think is pushing it, but the trick he can do at 60, I think those are good tricks.
Yeah, the rares are really turning it up in terms of being the synergy and then all the different support things within four squares. Yeah, I'm really liking the rares.
Yeah, I think also too, like, I think this is the one where it is trying to make him like the beefed up Johnny that's been not dead but stuck in the negative zone for a while. Also, in humans, that's a big deal too, because in humans, I mean, they've gotten really strong as a keyword. So for what they can do with what, you know, how he can make those teams better. Yeah, man. I mean, rares have always been kind of just like a bullshit slot, unless it was like a really like dope character or a prime.
Right. And I mean, you look at him, right? You're probably going to pull two other, if you pull this, let's say you pull this in field, right? You're probably pulling two other characters with the Fantastic Four keyword in those two boosters. There's a good chance, right? So now, because of his trait, right, you're getting if you're playing him at 75 in a sealed game, 11 attack, 5 damage. I mean, the Pulse Wave is cool in the gang, but 11 attack, 5 damage in sealed is really good. I mean, it's only 6 range, but still, I think those are pretty for a sealed game. And, you know, again, it's just, you guys are right. All the stuff you guys said is right. It's pretty good. I don't think he's game breaking or anything, but I do think he's really, really good and plays a specific role.
Are these the ones, the rares are the ones that are like red colored and shit on the sculpt?
No,
I think they're those are the black. I think those are the new ones, the black and blue.
Black and blue, yep.
I think the uncommons are the red and black.
Okay.
Next, we got Susan Storm as the Human Torch. Interesting piece, 40 points again. So we're playing the 40-point game. It's, you know, up there for count. So has poison, but if she's adjacent to an opposing character, she also damages adjacent friendly characters. So everyone's already going to immediately dismiss her out of hand. Her other trait is, at the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. On a 1 through 5, turn her to the click equal to the result. On a 6, turn her to click 1 through 5 of your choice.
So it's kind of like some of the Joker and Harley clicks where... Yeah,
gamble. That's a 40-point gamble. The trade-off, though, is the numbers are the exact same on every click. Powers change up, but the numbers, the 10, 3, 17, and 3, the exact same on every clip.
And she has run shot on 2 of them and hypersonic on 1, so yeah, you can't really.
And sidestep on the other, so always move and attack. Pulse waves in there, psych blast in there. So what do you think? Oh,
sidestep poison, man, every time. Sidestep poison, like fuck. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Hey,
like that's why I fucking hate all the what.
You know what? Sidestep poison is no longer a thing.
What? Why?
It's been gone for a while.
You can't have moved or been placed to do poison.
I fucking hate new rolls.
You old man. Old man.
Oh.
No, you know what though? Sometimes I win because I don't know the new rules. They're like, smart,
so you
man.
cheat?
Okay. I don't cheat. I just win. I just win.
Did we hit friends already, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah, every fucking
General
Richards
before
is amazing. There's only like six clicks that came out, I think, that we got dials on.
Gorgon wasn't new. Surfer. Did we talk about Surfer last week?
Yeah. I mean, what I do like though is that you get to see pretty dials and not the faded pictures, like the old school picture, like someone taking a picture of a screenshot.
Right.
That's when you know you're old, when you're taking a picture of the TV to send to your friend.
Surfer's good.
Sean, you like Surfer?
Yeah, I would run that Pog out and then have him warp within 4 and then do shenanigans. Yeah,
Sean, you would do something like that. And you would touch your hair after, wouldn't you, Sean?
Nah, man.
Yeah, you would.
And I like the immobile part too.
Yeah. Just like go through them and then run off.
Solid.
So immobile, the way the power works for immobile, you have to like, is it kind of like a breakaway or some shit?
No, you just
Like,
can't
do
move out
anything.
of that square. You can still
Can't
attack.
move.
You can't sidestep. You can't do a run shot. You can't do a regular move. You can't
For
get
one
out
turn?
of that square. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. We talked about Silk. I don't remember talking about Dragon Man.
He was from
Nice to
last
just
week.
get Dragon Man.
Yeah, he was last week.
He should have
guys
had
did him?
the
Okay.
Fantastic Four keyword.
I mean, yeah, they got negative zone. I think to Paul's point, negative zone is the future foundation. Negative zone is, you know, everything Fantastic Four that's not Fantastic Four. So at least there's that.
Yeah.
Did you guys hit Alejandra last week?
I don't know if we did or not.
Well, if
We talked
did,
about her
let's talk
sculpt
about it.
being different.
Yeah, we just talked
We
about
did.
sculpt.
We definitely talked about her sculpt being different. So she's on the peanut base on the prime, right? Non-peanut base on the, which is new. They don't do that very. I don't think they've done that before. So when she be KO'd for the 50-point one is the non-prime. When she would be KO'd for the first time, instead turn her back to click 1, or turn any click from 1 through 5. The next time she takes damage from an opponent's attack, KO her. So you basically get one more click, but it's any click you want. So I don't know. I think that's pretty good for 50 points. I mean, you're probably picking the top 2 clicks, but yeah, you know, ESD toughness on the defense for part of it, and willpower. And then this is the big one. Jason-friendly characters equal or lower points that share a keyword with Ghost Rider can use ESD. So I'm already seeing the 18 defend invisible woman for 40, this Ghost Rider for 50, right? Still got a lot of points to play with, and now everybody's rocking a 20 from range.
No, man, but you're protected pulse wave though.
And protected pulse wave. I think that's after she scaled. Hold on. I think that's after she scaled the first time.
Oh, is it
Right?
really? Oh, okay.
But yeah, she's like the old.
Oh, no. Nope.
She's like the gravity feed Doctor Strange from Galactic Guardians.
No, she's
Gravity
protected
Who
pulse
was
wave.
really good. Yeah, the protected pulse wave is after a period, so I think she
No.
always has protected pulse wave. No? Okay.
The next time she takes
It's
damage
just
from an opponent's
the
attack,
trait.
KO her. Yeah,
It's just
protected
the trait
pulse
is-
wave.
Protect pulse wave.
Yeah, if there was a comma, then it would be connected.
No. It's the capitalization. The protected is lowercase, so it's only for the trait that's protected.
Okay, I'm sorry,
but
Sean. I forgot you're a judge now. I'm sorry. You're always a better
Hey,
judge. than me anyways.
Either way, giving out ESD to adjacent friendlies with 18 defend character on that you know has the keyword for cheap points. A lot of 20s from range people are dealing with.
Yep.
And then the prime, that 40-point dial is solid.
The problem I have with the
Like,
sculpt
actually-
is why can't we have a lowrider magazine cover version of Alejandra Jones? Because really, I mean, come on, Ghost Rider, Latina, Chola, come on, give us what we want.
I think yesterday, day 1, he pulled Amadeus Cho, Hulk, so Bro Hulk, with his one gauntlet of broness on the one hand. He's got 150 on the top and then 40 on the other dial, another 40, right? I think they're trying to tell us something with the number 4. So when Hulk's given a move action after resolutions, remove an action token from him, and he can use stealth until your next turn. That's a trait. Improved movement, hindering, and blocking, he destroys. So when you just move him, he doesn't even really take a token for it. The totally awesome Hulk trait is leap, climb, and super strength, and which is interesting because really then he ignores elevated for just moving. I don't know why they didn't improve movement elevated. I think that would have saved some text. Keep fighting the monsters. He has a stop click for invulnerability, which he gets after his a little after mid dial, and he has outwit. But he can. So this is the big one. He has outwit. He can use it X amount of times per turn. X is 1 plus the number of opposing characters he's damaged this turn, and he does have charge and quake.
So really, no one's going to pay pay to play him at 150. He'll be at 140 every time. Why the fuck would you even do that? Why would you just make him a 40-point fucking character, make him an SR, and maybe do some other shit at 10 points? I don't know. Because Amadeus Cho, really, he's a Biff character. Let's be honest. If you ever have the Agents of Atlas theme team, that means you are doomed to fail.
That's so
You've got
racist.
other good keywords though, right? Avengers, Champion, Fantastic Four, Illuminati, Shield. Monster.
All right, champions is where you put the Latin people and the Indian people and, you know, the other people that are trying to come up. Oh, the Koreans. Okay.
Monster, Shield, and Scientist. So pretty good smattering of keywords, for sure. And pretty good character. I think we covered Super Skrull already. I think you guys talked about Black Star last week, I'm assuming.
Yes, he's fucking amazing.
Okay.
He's Chanos' best friend.
That's it for the new stuff, except for the starter set. And we don't spend a ton of time on these because I think they're really high. So this is where you're getting your high point Fantastic Four. Sean, either one of you want to highlight any of these characters from the starter?
I actually thought the She thing was pretty good in this. And I'm trying to remember what the Ghost Rider did. The Ghost Rider seemed pretty decent too.
All right, so that's the thing. Human Torch, Doctor Doom.
No, this is a starter.
Oh, you know what? This is the starter. I'm sorry. This is the starter. We may not have up. Oh, Fast Forces. Here we go. My bad. My bad, folks.
Spider-Man's decent. Yeah, Spider-Man's decent with hypersonic and 50% super senses.
Yeah, he's cool. It's traded super senses, which is good. Not that it can't be outwitted, it still can. Oh, predicted outwit, so I guess not. So unoutwittable traded 50% super senses makes him better. I think he's like 50 points. I wouldn't play him at 75 ever. I'd only play him at 50.
I'd play him at 50.
The fact that he starts at fucking hypersonic, though, you know, I mean, for the most part, you're gonna have to do 19 after. I mean, no one's gonna not just stand right. Everyone's gonna run away. You know, and 8 with the hypersonic, that's pretty good. So
what I find weird is a building doesn't trip him up, but a bush can.
Well, Spider-Man doesn't like that bush.
Don't. Hulk, super strength, makes close attack, modified damage by additional +1 if he makes a close object attack. So, not bad. Protected outwit.
You're just lucky that this screen share is taking away my face because you don't realize what I have on the screen right now.
We don't want to know, man.
Yeah. Not a good thing. Leap climb. So here's the thing that makes him cool, right? Free, roll a d6, move him up to the result. So he has up to a 6 square sword charge with improved movement, elevated, and hindering. So not bad. I don't know. I don't think he's great for 75. Laura at 75. So Wolverine X-23, whatever you want to call her. She has traded blades and protected outwit. She has charge and flurry. So I think the 50-point line, again, is probably where she shines.
Yeah.
With Indom at 50 points. Indom's always good at 50 points. Big O, you got any comments on Laura? You want to keep it moving?
Keep it moving, bro.
All right, Dan Ketch. Sean, what did you like about this piece?
I'm trying to remember. I know he can carry, and then he has that thing where if he's carried and placed next to 2 people, you can make a close attack, kind of like that Spider-Man from the main set.
Spider-Man to do Fantastic Four.
Oh, and then he can shoot through hindering, and he gets attack and damage +1 when he's shooting into hindering, which is kind of cool.
Danny Ketch is like the bullshit-ass version of Green Lantern, like Guy Gardner. He's like just a piece of shit. Nobody cares about him. Only people want to play is Johnny Blaze or Robbie Reyes. So sorry, Alejandra. No.
And then
if
he hits with a close attack, all the other FF keywords get exploit weakness, which is awesome. So yeah, if everyone's trying to gang up on someone.
It's another combo situation, right? Where
Yep.
he gets carried. If you get him close to two enemies, he gets that free attack. He gets that free attack, but he gets to make an attack after being taxied like Spidey does. So he gets to bust that out, and then everyone else gets exploit. You know, I definitely see there's some potential. I think the 50-point line is where I'd play him at. I don't think I'd play him for 75. I don't think the other two clicks are worth.
I think all of
extra
these I'd
25
play
points.
at 50.
Yeah. All right. Next up is T'Challa.
T'Challa?
Leadership outwit. T'Challa. Just trying to switch it up. There's so many Black Panthers in this set.
Oh,
So
Ken. Oh, Ken.
Stealth, shape change, but only if occupying hitting terrain. I mean, I think he's giving us anything new. I'd still play him at 50 with that.
Yeah,
You know.
I don't think this
yeah.
style is anything special.
So we're on to She Thing, which you liked. Sean, why did you like her?
She only takes 1 damage for the first attack, so you can, run her up, and then she heal her 1 click if she was hit by a ranged attack that turn. So she's very resilient. And then she has Close Combat Expert for damage power. When she uses it, you may modify attack or damage by an additional +1. So you just run her up, get in someone's face, and do some damage, and she's not taking that much damage or possibly healing up.
Right. And the trade-off for that is, well, she also has Indom, which for when you play her at the 50-point line is really solid, right?
Yep.
And the trade-off is she has low damage her entire dial. However, when she only has 2 damage for 4 clicks, she also has that close combat expert power. So you're looking at modifying something by 2, something by 1, or something by 3, right?
Yeah. So she could swing with a 10-5. Yeah.
Right.
So awesome.
And she's a wild card.
Yeah.
She's fantastic for and team player.
Yeah, I think she's going to be really good with that rare Valeria that has the Von Doom mastermind action. Because I think whenever you team up someone mastermind with a character that can just absorb that damage, you're good to go.
Yep.
All right. I think that's the most dial stuff we've done. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Everyone wants to see
Omar,
our space, man.
There you go. We're back.
All right.
Hello, friends. Hello. Welcome back.
It was so nice to have the dials up, though, so we could talk about them and not be looking on our phones.
I'm still drinking my gummy berry juice.
That sounds disgusting.
This episode was not brought to you by Jam. Oh, Jam.
Are you drinking wine?
Yeah.
What are you drinking, Chris?
Are you drinking iced tea?
I'm drinking Arnold Palmer Diet Iced Tea.
Yeah.
That's about as Northwest as you can get.
I'm drinking this in California. This is the white trash drinking champion.
Okay. I didn't know it was a Jersey thing.
So was the FF set delayed? I heard it was delayed to early August.
Where'd you hear that?
My buddy Charles said that. I'm not sure if it was true.
Everyone's saying July 22nd, July 25th. Which it's got to be July 25th because that's my birthday. So everyone send your Victor Von Dooms to me.
25th would be a Saturday. That would be weird.
I need to pull the God Doom within my first 2 bricks, or I'm in trouble. It's gonna be
that's the way everybody felt when that Chanos came out.
Yep, I never got him.
You never had Chase Thanos from Ultra Chase Thanos?
Yeah.
Because there's been 2 Chase Thanoses.
Dude,
I'm not hunting him.
All those negative zone. You're going to see so much more Chanos coming out with the negative zone pieces that are cheap. They get to run around and skeet. It's going to be so good. I can't wait.
Word.
All right.
I can't wait. I can't wait to take out all these little fucking clix men in Texas.
Don't you got like two of the top like teams in the click universe out of Texas?
Bro, they're just all fucking. They all play the same recycled bullshit. It's weak. There's like two or three good players out of the Clicksmen. I played against all of them. They suck.
Isn't your state like one of the highest like COVID breakouts right now? So you guys are never gonna have like
you ain't playing clicks like 2023, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be playing clicks over Zoom soon. I miss you guys.
This shit's gonna be retired by the time you get to play clicks again.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do different like screen shares with camera angles and all that bullshit. It's gonna be like it's gonna be like straight Pornhub.
No.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
Switch to camera one. Switch to camera two.
Switch topics. All right, let's so on July 3rd, the Hamilfilm was released on Disney Plus. So Hamilton, I believe they filmed this one with most of the original cast back in, was it 2016? It was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And you know, they had it shelved, and then Lin-Manuel sold it to Disney. So yeah, you get Hamilton where you can actually see their faces and understand the lyrics, unlike my usual theater going experience where I'm up in the balcony because I don't want to pay $300 a ticket. So I had not seen the musical on stage. I know they did a traveling show and it actually came to my town, but I just forgot about it. And I didn't go to New York back when the original cast was still doing it, and the tickets range from like $400 to $1,000, something crazy like that. So yeah, did you guys see the Disney Plus version?
I did see the Disney Plus version. It was fun. I could see why it won the 11 Tony Awards. Personally, as that style of musical, that updated hip hop style musical, I would prefer In the Heights. I thought it's a better musical. I did see that on Broadway, so I might be biased. I saw it on the traveling and on Broadway. I thought In the Heights was better, but you know, it was entertaining. It was good. You know, was it 2.5 hours, something like that? It was entertaining, couple hours to watch. Like,
Yeah, it's
running out of TV to watch, so you know.
It was like 2 hours and 50 minutes, I think the runtime was. I thought
So still shorter than two Avengers movies.
I liked it. The music was good. I think it was more bluesy for me than actual hip hop. And then I thought the runtime was a little long. If they cut it by maybe 20 or 30 minutes, I think it would have been better. Because like after the war, the second half I didn't enjoy as much. But yeah, the music was good. I don't think it's as iconic as some of the other musicals, like overall, the collection of songs, but it wasn't something that disappointed me at all. But yeah, what'd you think, Omar?
I enjoyed feeling the type of vibe where you only get something like, you know, you hear the crowd reaction, you see people surprised. Like, I love that they actually took footage from 2016, which was, you know, kind of when it opened up a little bit. So it was still pretty new. And you can actually see some of the actors look quite younger than they have aged in the last 2-3 years. 4 years, actually. Holy shit, 4 years. It's been 4 years since 2016. Wow, I can
That's
do math.
ageism, Omar.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a eighth white, so my math's off, and I like to carry guns. I really enjoyed how it made sense that Disney actually had it, because it was very musical, right? It was very Disney princesses with all the Skylar girls, the sisters. I think they stole the show. I love, you know, the After Effects. I love the internets. You know, I hate the internets, but I love the internets, just like most of us. I love the little video that went viral of this little Asian girl, Chinese Asian girl, American girl, and she was like, "That's me, that's me," and she was talking about you know, the main leading lady of the was it Elise
Philippa,
or
yeah, I forgot her name.
yeah, and she's an Asian American chick.
That plays
So
Eliza.
yeah, Eliza. Yeah, so I love that. I mean, Daveed Diggs, he's Bay Area. I love that guy. Fucking everything he throws out is good. I love all the shit he does with Alamo on little side shit. He's one thing I did not enjoy so much was I appreciate that, you know, Lin-Miranda was like the guy that orchestrated, created, and all that shit. I feel like his flow was not as believable, and maybe it got better over the years, but I know he wrote a lot of shit, but I feel like his bars, the way he fucking delivered rhymes,
I don't
was
like his
very
voice.
well. That's what Shonda said too. Shonda said his voice sounded like fucking like Schmiegel, like it was just very annoying, like, which is, I think, interesting, but at least I give him props for saying, no, this is my chance. I got to do it. I'm going to get all the fucking attention. You know, it was like a power grab on his part. Because honestly, if you look at that cast on it, it could have really been that dude that was playing his kid and playing his best friend that died. That could have been, he would have been a way better Hamilton than him, I think, because he was a more believable actor. He's got chops, and he's a fucking mixed dude. Not to get too political, but I loved watching a fucking American history story with no white people except for the spitting, splattering, pop singing British people or king.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of what made Hamilton what it was, just having that diverse cast where all the historical characters were, you know, white guys. So that with the soundtrack, that definitely put it on the map when it first hit. And then we were talking, and I think a lot of the internet was talking. So it's been what, 4 years since
4 years, yeah.
Since it debuted, and with all that's going on with like the BLM movement and various protests, and the landscape is a lot different now. So what do you guys think about, you know, Hamilton just, you know, it took a chance with its casting, but is it still as relevant today in terms of all the racial equality messages and whatever else would have made it, you know, kind of groundbreaking back 3 or 4 years ago? Is that still true today?
I mean, I guess what made it groundbreaking was the casting, right, and the musicality of it.
Yeah, the type of music.
So that hasn't changed, right? The casting's still one of the most diverse casts on Broadway by far. That's not even close, right? Except maybe like a couple of the, like, it's a really diverse cast. It's not just mainly African American cast. There's other groups included in that, right? And the musicality still for a Broadway play still is, you still don't see a lot of plays or a lot of musicals like that. If you're talking about them glossing over the history, that's, you know, they did that. That's a decision they made to not focus on certain parts. And we can go in hindsight and say they should have done that. But I think any production that's made right now for the foreseeable future isn't going to stand up 5 years from when it was made.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think anyone is that forward thinking. I think it's hard to stand up, especially in a moment where some things are really under a magnifying glass, as they should be. I don't think anything from before 2020 will stand that test of time, or very few things at least will be so forward thinking. Especially when you talk about writing a musical, he probably had that in production or writing probably 4 years before it even got there. So think about something you wrote about it being made 8 years ago.
For like 10 years. He's writing that for like 10 years or something.
Right. So there's no way it would have ever caught up. I think for its time and what it did and what it accomplished, you think about a cast that diverse, making all that money, winning 11 Tony Awards, and being the most important. Even when it toured, it was an event every city it went to. Not all musicals are like that, right? They don't. a lot of them are good on Broadway. They're good in a New York setting. And when they tour, they start swapping the cast out, you don't see those same crowds. But from what I remember, at least reading, Hamilton was still drawing great crowds across the United States and across when it went to other countries.
It was to elaborate on that point. It was something I was really looking forward to. I bought tickets and fucking sold out in Dallas. We were supposed to fucking be able to watch it. I was so excited to actually go with the show with my fiance, and she doesn't like any kind of musicals at all. But I knew she would appreciate this. Yeah.
Oh, my heart just broke a little bit.
But she doesn't even like Disney cartoons.
Nah.
Oh man,
I don't like none of that shit. No.
Right.
She's like not about the corniness. She was almost gonna be in like Law, like some other douchebag people I know.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So, she is amazing though, but yeah, because you probably hear me in the other room. But when we got to watch
we're
it,
disappointed in her.
No, when we got to watch it together, and she got to see like really how many layers of cultural kind of layers, musical, just like juxtaposition on, how they used, argumentative speech, but doing rap battles. They used kind of West Coast, East Coast beef in Federalists and Democratic Republicans. I mean, there's so much fucking shit that you can pull from that was so intellectually like stimulating. I enjoyed it so much. Like I wanted to see it. I wanted to we were actually planning to go to New York. I wanted to watch it. We didn't get to go. We didn't get to fucking watch it. And then fucking COVID came and we fucking couldn't watch it again. So I was really happy that it came on Disney Plus. And I think the numbers are fucking staggering. Like the biggest thing that you could see on Disney Plus since this was maybe Mandalorian, or maybe when they fucking put the Star Wars out. But yeah, I mean, I think Disney Plus is definitely showing that they can draw some numbers. Hopefully it's successful, because I appreciate all the stuff they throw out, especially the behind the scenes shit. As for the connection to now, yeah, obviously times have changed. I don't think no one gives a fuck about any type of Jane Austen love story that has to do with white people in history. No one gives shit about that. Like, I'd rather watch a fucking King Kunta movie, to be honest with you. Or a Toby movie. Yeah, man. It's like right now it's different. It's like it's the beautiful thing about it is I can look around my friends and they feel the same way as me. And it's not like, huh? Why do you feel that way? It's like, I've already filtered that shit out. I'm not a young boy anymore. I have people around me that I fucking love for the right reasons, because they're fucking normal human beings that care about other people. Anybody else, fuck y'all. Yeah.
I need you to drink that a little faster. You'll become more entertaining.
What about those nuns?
Hamilton, go watch it.
What about Warrior Nuns?
About the Warrior Nun? Man, I watched that. It was cool. I never read the comic, so anyone that comments, never read the comic.
Wait, was it based off a comic book?
Yeah, based off a comic book. What isn't based off a comic book?
Wait, what's is it on one of the streaming sites? Warrior Nun?
On Netflix. So you don't even have to wait every week. You could just binge it.
God damn it. I'm gonna watch this shit right after.
And my wife and I did binge it over Friday and Saturday with the extra day for the holiday. I had stuff I wanted to do. I wanted to pack this weekend and pack some of my stuff, and that was a wrap.
Nice.
That was a wrap. So we watched that. It was pretty good. I mean, not super crazy. It is a lot of religious stuff, obviously, because it's about warriors being nuns. But it was a pretty fun TV show. Like, definitely binge worthy. We'll probably talk more about it after you guys have seen it. So next week. We'll go in depth in Warrior. I was gonna say in deep in Warrior Nuns, but we'll go in depth in Warrior. Don't shake your head at me, Omar. Like that turn of phrase is like you wouldn't have that same turn of phrase. Don't play with me.
Well, if you want to watch that type of series, watch The New Pope, because they do go in deep. Very Italian, very Mussolini, very.
Alone, man. Left
Speaking
alone,
of
that was my bad.
Speaking of the Canapa.
That was my bad. We on the walk up, Sean?
What's up?
Are we on the walk ups?
On walk up? What? Sorry, my
walk up item,
AC just turned on. I can't hear you.
Come on, man. Why are you going to turn me into this at the end of the podcast? We've been doing so good.
No, my AC turned on. I can't hear anyone right now. Hold on.
Wow.
You know what? If you put some headphones in.
Put some headphones in, you might be good, bro.
I lost all my headphones.
You never heard that thing? Turn me up. What do you mean you lost your headphones? You're a lawyer, bro. I know you can afford some $50 Amazon headphones.
You know, he's cheap. He's very Michiganian. He's very cheap motherfucker.
No, I lose stuff all the time. I lose my wallet. I lose my phone. I lose my headphones.
I think I gave him a wallet one day in my life because he lost his wallet. I felt bad for him.
Dude, you can't say that because then people are going to think you lose cases or something.
No, he don't lose cases. He's very argumentative.
He just loses a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Hire Sean to defend you.
No,
we shouldn't be talking about all that. But I did see Sean's pretty face on a Netflix show. I'm not going to say what it is. And it was like for a real quick second. Boop.
Yeah, you did.
I sure did. Okay, so you know, we're in the COVID stage of COVID. I got to tell you right now, you know, different things we do in the age of COVID is we fix our man caves and our offices. I take a lot of pride in this piece that I finally got. Kobe through the ages. Look at that. Oh, that's shit.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah,
by the way,
Tyson
Beck.
The
C word. Not that there's any money involved, but every time you say the C word, they demonetize us.
Tyson Beck, huh?
No, YouTube doesn't like the C word.
What's the C word? Cock?
No. Oh shit.
Anyways, we are NerdinIn. There's so many things that you could see here with us. We got culture, we got nerd shit, we got funny friend shit. We've been around here for like over 10 years, 15 years. You just haven't heard of us yet. And now it's time because we are going to take over. I hope you're ready for it. Sean, what else are we talking about?
I think we covered all it.
I'm ready to talk, Sean. I'm ready to talk.
How's COVID going in your various states? My state, we're known for the stupid college bar where they opened for a week and now there's 170 cases of stupid college kids spreading COVID to each other. And then our governor just postponed our opening for phase 5 or whatever. So yeah, we're never gonna get out of this because people aren't curing this stuff. But yeah, I heard Texas is worse.
Is as bad as it can get. We're only behind, I think, Florida and Arizona. I mean, obviously California's been bad, but that's mostly SoCal because they're always bad. But they look good though, especially on beaches. And Lakers, go Lakers, #Lakers. We started off the beginning of the month at like 230 cases. Now, the last 5 days, over 1,000 cases every fucking day in Dallas County alone. So what that means is actually Texas, we're getting over 9,500 cases, which is just behind Florida at 11,000. So it's sad because I'm seeing all this viral video coming out from different nurses and doctors in all these ICU, just all these people dying, all these people connected to ventilators. They're all like ass down. Some people that are like great shape, getting their legs cut off because they don't have oxygen. Because, you know, this is a respiratory disease. So what happens is it attacks your system. It takes away all your blood flow. Unless you're type O like me, I mean, you can't deal with this shit. So like I got the antibodies. So if you want to come get a taste of this anti-COVID life, come and see me.
That is the wrong message to send to our listeners.
So Washington, we had a jump up last couple of days, but then it jumped right back down. So at our only day over 1,000, but then it went, the following day was 400. I mean, the what I pay attention to is the deaths, and that those seem to still be on a pretty steady plane, right? They're not matching the spike in new cases, that the deaths aren't keeping up with it as far as percentage rates, which is good, right? That's what you want. You know, honestly, so part of me is saying, hey, let's get more people tested. Let's find out how many people actually got this shit. Like, you know, let's get more testing out there. Like, let's find out, like, what's the, you know, just don't assume this will multiply by X, and that's how many people have it and think, right? Let's know the number. So I think the more data we get through this first time, so they're going to help us going forward with the next pandemic, right? Because it's not going to be every time a pandemic hits, we can try to make a vaccine in under 24 months, right? There's just no way that's going to happen every time, right? And that's if they get lucky this time to do it. So I think it's important we take this time and build things in place afterwards to be ready the next time. And if the next time's in 3 decades, then so be it. It's 3 decades, right? So that's kind of my thoughts on it. But Washington, you know, with the exception of the populated county, right, which Seattle is the most densely populated city in Washington, I would expect they have a higher, you know, it's harder to get away from people there, but in the rural market, it seems to be going okay. Not great, but okay.
You guys have been like a bit of a shit stain for the news, at least, like with all the different fucking people just like running people over and shit. Like, not to get too political or anything, but I wouldn't have expected that.
You're talking about the Chaz?
Yeah.
Why would you not expect, first of all, so not to get too political, why would you expect people can go more than 10 days without oversight without starting to kill each other? They should only shut down the Chaz because people started murdering. Like literally the last, I think, week and a half, there was like 5 murders.
Wow.
They shot at two, what ended it was they shot at 2 black teenagers in an SUV and killed one of them. So basically their police shot and killed black people.
So it was interesting how the Chaz developed. But the first, I think, week or so was pretty, like, you know, chill. Whatever they were doing, they were chilling. But if you look at and follow like people giving interviews, at some point after week 1, if someone got caught on camera giving an interview, their local, the Chaz's enforcement thing, whatever they came up with, their security that they developed would tell people we're not doing interviews.
Wow. So I don't see how you do this to protest, you know, like police and the oppressive police, but then you institute almost the exact same thing. And then your people end up shooting some other folks. So, you know, that was kind of, but I mean, that's kind of me, like, you put people to their own devices and like no oversight chaos is not going to work. And police killing people is not going to work either. There's got to be some middle ground. We got to figure some better shit out, right? Like way better, way better. But it definitely can't be chaos because they just proved chaos doesn't work. I feel like we should really have a big mirror ballroom that we can throw all the shitty people in so they can see all the problems with their mind and we can see what's going on, you know, kind of a la Watchmen. What the fuck is that director's name again? That sucks, but he does some cool shit sometimes.
Snyder?
Chinese face dude?
Not Snyder. No, the guy that did Watchmen. What the fuck is his name?
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder? No, I'm talking about the fucking series, not the shitty movie.
Oh,
I'm
Lindelof?
We're talking about the comic book, Alan
Lindelof,
Moore?
Damon Lindelof. Damon Lindelof.
That guy.
Yes, Damon Lindelof. So he also did Lost. Yes, you're right about that. And we need to fucking just get some people, just like, you know, like whenever everyone takes the virus or whatever, so that they can get in and, you know, wherever they need to go, like flights. I had fucking 4 flights planned different places in the last fucking 6 months. I didn't get to fucking go nowhere. I'm sad about it, but you know what? I'm happy that people are safe because I didn't travel, because I know some friends that traveled and they got the COVID. Thankfully, they're okay.
Oh, damn.
Thankfully, they're okay. Yeah. Thankfully, they're okay. But I think traveling is probably the worst thing, the scariest thing, like being on a plane or being in an airport.
We're banned from the EU and a bunch of other countries.
Dude, who'd ever fucking thought about that shit, man? It's like bizarro. It's like straight up the fucking upside down world right now. We're living in fucking.
I mean, it's interesting that people are so surprised. A, we haven't handled it well, and B, it was kind of like we were overdue. Like if you think about geographically in the world where we sit, what's the reason we've only been invaded? I think we haven't been invaded since the War of 1812, except maybe one thing fly on Alaska during World War II, right? That was the last time we had an invasion. I'm almost positive the War of 1812 when they burned the Capitol, right? So it's not because of our great military. It's because geographically we're just in a good spot, right? Most of the invasions and stuff and the powers have been in Europe, and it's just really hard to get over here, right? En masse, enough for an invasion. It's just really tough. So those 2 oceans also have been a buffer against disease, right? There's been multiple outbreaks of disease in the world since the 1918 Spanish flu, right? And I think our last technical pandemic was 68. I think we had some kind of flu epidemic in 68, but not to this scale, right? But we're in a geographically blessed spot, and what that's done is it's made us comfortable. We got comfortable. We didn't prepare. We just happened to have literally the worst person in the world that could possibly be running this joint is running the joint, right? I don't think anyone would have handled this perfectly. I don't think there's a perfect way to handle it, but we definitely would have had better than what we have, like for sure. Like Sean could be president and it'd be his first day on the job, and I'm sure Sean would have made better decisions.
Yeah, because anybody else would not pretend that it would just disappear on its own.
And more importantly, this shows, like, certain things show crack in a style of like government, right? Certain things will show cracks, right? In theory, people always say communism is great in theory until people get involved, right? Because everyone is supposed to be for each other. It's supposed to be a lot of equality in communism. That's not what happens. Greedy people take over and it goes to crap, right? So this is a real crack in the republic as far as being able to get people to do shit, right? If we were more authoritarian, not that I'm saying we should be authoritarian. I don't want anyone to misconstrue this. If we were, though, mandating people do something at a federal level would be easier. Although I do think that the federal government should implement something we very rarely suspend habeas corpus, right? Like, it's really rare that we do something crazy like that. They need to come up with something on the books for health emergencies. I don't think this will be the last one. We've got to have a better plan for the next time. We screwed this up already, beyond screwed up.
Yeah, but like, we don't even need to go like the whole mandating stuff. We don't need to go that route. Even if just the leadership would, be an example of how we should, just conduct ourselves, that would help. But
I think even if the person in charge is wearing a mask and doing all the right things, I think we have less cases. Yeah. But I still think the nature of the citizenry, there's a sect of the citizenry that no matter if your person isn't in charge, like the person you like, you're going to do the opposite.
I would prefer a time right now where instead of Fauci or Fauci, we have Dr. Mindbender. Instead of, who's our Secretary of State? What's his name? Poe, some douchebaggy name. Who's our Secretary of State?
I don't
He's a
even
really
know.
ugly looking dude. Anyways, that should be Destro. Instead of Trump, we should have Cobra Commander. Instead of the PR chick that was kind of okay hot, but she's black as fuck. That could be.
Oh, you're talking about
Baroness.
Pompeo.
Pompeo, yeah. I want Cobra to take over our government. That would be better than fucking what's happening now. Because I wouldn't mind just seeing like all out warfare and like just a bunch of like shots fired, and you see the instant parachute popping up. No one ever dies. Like, that's the kind of shit I want to see, because this entertainment sucks. I'm not entertained.
But the other thing is,
no one else is. It sucks. It's shitty.
the other thing is, we as a culture, we just don't care enough about fellow citizens, right? Wearing a mask isn't about protecting you. That's not going to stop you from getting it. It's just going to stop you from spreading it. And
Yeah,
we're
a culture of individualism versus collectivism. Like Asia
right.
wears.
And there are times where that individualism and that will to succeed no matter what the odds are, it works in our favor, right? It's worked in our favor technologically for a long time. This is a situation, doesn't work in our favor.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, in Dallas, fucking go in an elevator. Obviously, they mandated to fucking wear a mask. And, there's some like hot fucking, I live in a high rise, some hot like fucking chicks. They're not wearing a mask. I'm like, no, you're fucking ugly. I'm sorry. Put your fucking mask back on. No, that's not right.
What is he doing?
I don't know. So anyway, by the way, what I was saying earlier, Omar, if we say COVID, YouTube demonetizes the video immediately and can pull it down. Luckily, no one watches enough for them to complain. But
yeah, they only watch for like 6 to 8 minutes. But it's not your 23 that you said. We actually had like 64, so we went up by like 3 times
64
the amount of viewers.
64.
Yeah, so 64 unique
snitches,
viewers. 64 unique viewers.
If they
maybe
uniquely
robots.
snitch,
Who knows? Maybe Sean controls all the robots, and he got a 64.
No.
Sean could be leader. He could be leader of the bots. He could be Ultron. He could be Ultron.
Sean wouldn't be a good old Ultron. He's too lazy to be Ultron. He's like.
I would delegate it to the clones, the drones or whatever.
No, you would not even delegate. You're too lazy for that. You would be sleeping still. It's 12 o'clock. Where's Sean? Oh, he's still sleeping. Let me wake him up. That was my every day when I go to his house to fucking meet up with him. Fucking clix and
You
shit.
would just show up. No, he would be at the foot of my bed, like smiling like a creeper. I'd be like,
before I forget, because I will forget, I want to take a minute and talk to all 64 unique viewers that are not Sean's bots. If you're looking for a other alternate nerd listen, that's a really good listen that comes out, I believe, either weekly or bi-weekly. You want to go listen to the Stakes is High, the Black Nerd podcast. It's hosted by a couple of nice fellows named Troy and Terry. And they also have a guy named Jeff on once in a while who does a pretty good job. And they talk about nerds from a black cultural perspective, and also about current events. It's a dope-ass podcast. And I told Aston it would be cool if I shouted them out for an alt listen for our 65 individual viewers. You can catch them on the iTunes, the Facebooks, the other places where your local podcast is found.
And it is Blackout Day, so you shouldn't be paying any money to us because none of us are black. So give it to them.
And Terry's a good perspective. Terry's good for a lot of comic stuff because he owns a shop. He owns Third Coast Comics in Chicago. So he's been a comic shop owner, I want to say, for almost like 10, 15 years.
I might have been to the shop. I think I've been to the shop before. Yeah.
Super knowledgeable. Oh my God. That dude is like a repository of comic knowledge.
Yeah, that's a cool
shop. They're really good, super funny.
I think it's rare when you can go to a big city and actually go to a shop that actually has books that you can fucking just dig in. It's like a record shop. That's the best feeling to me. That's why I love going like Midtown. I love going to, Comics Conspiracy. Yeah, I love going in San Francisco. What shop do I go to that has like the OG shit? Fuck, man, it's hard to find in San Francisco. It's too expensive. I went.
Rent's too high, son.
Yeah, yeah. I would go to in like Balboa, like the outer Sunset. I don't even think they're a shop anymore. But I would go there, and it was pretty much just like a garage sale. Like I'd have to dig.
There was wasn't there
fingers
a
are all
wasn't
fucking
it All Star Comics that was in the Avenues over by Ocean?
That's
There's one over
the
by
shop I
Geary
think I went
Street.
to.
There was one over that way. There was one on Geary Street, like Upper Geary.
Yeah, in the outer Sunset, like Geary, that was Amazing Fantasy, and that didn't really. They pretended like they had old books. They don't. Oh yeah, was that the one that was like a coffee shop too?
No, it was down the street from that one. There was one in the Mission that was a gaming comic shop. But I think I know what you're talking about, the one that was a coffee shop. They used to have two in the Mission, but I think one of them just booted. I remember that's where I was playing when Hammer of Thor came back. We were so freaking juiced. Me and Raymond Hernandez we were like the only two dudes playing back then. It was super fun.
Raymond, I remember Raymond. He was like so dirty with his fucking negative clix progression. Come on, bro! I hit you twice. No, man, it's once. No, it's once.
I've never seen him short click.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, Omar's dispersions do not reflect the opinion of everybody on this podcast, especially me. I love you, Ray. You my man. Not like that Craig Landers dude who
we've all gone through it.
Messed up, who purposely didn't played that ESD sharing Strange on an Avengers theme team, and straight up looked at me like I was crazy when I was like, nah, son, ain't no theme team. He's like, what? He pretended all innocent. Is it?
Craig tried that on
Yeah, it's the first time I met Craig. I'm like, I played him, we finished, and I'm like, I went to Nat, I'm like, I don't think that's a team. You know, Nat like you to go through him, start yelling at his players. I was like, I don't think that was a team. He was like, oh no, it wasn't. I'm like, you knew that wasn't a team the whole time. Sitting there staring at that card. You knew you was cheating that whole game. And still barely.
What I loved is whenever I got paired up with Joe or Alan, and one of them weren't playing, so they fucking were like being their little fucking like Flavor Flav in the background, trying to psych me out in the back. I'm like, no, I'm gonna fucking roll the fuck out of this shit. I'm gonna beat you all. I'm gonna slap you all down, because they all acted like they were fucking. They used to act like they're Clix gods.
Clix lost a good collector, man. Shay's selling off his collection.
Oh, really?
Yeah, funny story. So I buy my friend Jeff, who's on that podcast I mentioned, double shout out. He started teaching his kids how to play Clix, and he hasn't played Clix in forever, but his kids love it. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna send you some stuff. He's like, yo, I'm a DC only household. Don't be sending that Marvel garbage over here. I was like, all right, well, that makes it easier. There's only one DC set a year, so you'll have fun, right? So I sent him a Cur of Justice League Unlimited, and then I found a Cur of Batman Animated on eBay for a really good price, too, like $53. So I sent it to him. I buy it. The dude accepts the offer. I get a call of Shay's blowing me up, right? And I'm like, what up, man? He was like, yo, did you just buy something from me on eBay? I'm like, that's you. He was like, damn it, I could have saved fees. I'm like, I could have saved taxes. So then I found out he's yeah, man, collections. He's out to hustle. Shane, it's a hell of a collection.
For now.
Huh?
That's what Scott does.
For now.
He recycles through shit. He did that with comic books though too. You know, I'm telling you. Like He uses his mom's house as a fucking storage, bro. Like he's got so many fucking old books that people didn't realize and know. Like it'd be at his mom's house robbing his shit for fucking Amazing Spider-Man fucking first appearance shit. You know, like, yeah, that boy Scott, dude, it's like he doesn't invest in stocks and bonds. He invests in clicks and comics. Not the best investment, but
no, don't.
If y'all need some old stuff, hit him up.
Clix is a worse investment. I need to tell my buddy.
Clix is a volatile market. Hold on.
Do not invest in Clix.
Clix is a bad long-term investment. If you are on your Clix game and you're buying and selling and you're doing it quick, you could turn a quick buck or two.
Yeah, but you got to do it quick. You got to know how to do it. You got to have like a decent, like, eBay and different HC realms and FB.
You gotta
have those ratings.
You gotta have that in-brain price Rolodex where you know what the price is gonna be 2 weeks out.
For sure. Yeah, and you gotta order it quick so you can throw it out quick. Actually, hey, maybe we should do the Flip a Clix episode. That might be a horribly.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm trying to talk a friend of a friend who owns a business. Like, yo, let me throw you $100 a month to cop that address so I can set up get up an Alliance account and like
is
Alliance going.
Is Alliance still doing Clix, or have they been?
Yeah. No, still Alliance. But you need a storefront. I'm like, yo, man, just let us run one game a month or 2 games a month after hours in your spot, and let me throw a little money at you to accept deliveries, and I get this popping up here. I miss getting my Clix at cost.
That's a big deal. I think Sam might still have an account. We might have to just start going through him. But the problem is he's in your neck of the woods. Sam's in like Washington.
Sam who?
He's my buddy from Hawaii. I don't think you've ever met him. Yeah, you haven't met him. He's a cool dude. Yeah. But Randy met him when he went to Hawaii. Actually, Sean met him too. You were here.
I didn't go to Hawaii. I was getting ready to move back to Michigan at that point. So.
Oh, you motherfucker!
I didn't come out.
How did Sean show up and you didn't? That's just weird.
How did Randy show up? I don't know. Yeah, Randy never shows up to anything. Randy doesn't show up to this.
We taking pools on Randy. How many Invisible Woman Randy has to collect to get the right 3?
I think that that would be none. I'm pretty much gonna trade for all of his dooms for the right Invisible.
But what is going to be there? I think they're all going to have varying, like, invisible shading. Like, so Randy's just going to be. This is going to be the set that breaks Randy.
No, I think the thing that breaks him more than anything is the eyes. He's like, no, man, that shit's like fucking cross-eyed. He's like, oh, man. In like Tagalog, Filipino, it's like dialect. It's like, oh, it's Daling. Oh, it's Daling. It's like, no, it's too much for him. He can't handle it. Hey, so one thing that we haven't really done is, Pharaoh One, you on Instagram or Facebook or anything, or you want to like throw some shit out?
I did. I think we did last time, but the current Instagram that I update more frequently is Crone Comics, Krone Comics with a K. That's my joint where I put up some articulated comic book art every now and again. But I'll have a whole bunch of stuff in the next, like, once we move into the new spot, I'll have a whole bunch of stuff we could throw up and shout out, like a whole new side hustle.
I'm at Comics in the Kind. That's something that's been going on for a long time. It's been a great tax shield, more than anything, and a great way to meet friends. What about you, Sean?
I don't post, man. I'm like, my accounts are useless right now.
Oh, perfect. So this is where you're going to find Sean. So this is the variant version of, if you want to find Sean, you have to come here and watch his shit. But on Facebook too, right?
I don't post on Facebook.
We have a NerdinIn account.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a NerdinIn account. You hate Facebook. We have a NerdinIn account. We have a NerdinIn account on Facebook. We have it on Instagram. I heard we had it on Twitter and Twitch, but people are MIA.
No, once Craig stops being Randy-like, we'll start streaming some Star Wars games on Twitch.
Cool. Yeah, we should start doing some shit, man. We gotta fucking mobilize this because we just need to take over. Fuck Trump, fuck Cobra. It's all about NerdinIn. Let's do this shit. I think we have all the right pieces now.
We got new G.I. Joe action figures coming, so don't fuck Cobra. That shit's in the pipe.
Oh, yeah, Destro and Leopard Print? Yeah.
Dude,
when is that shit coming out?
On it.
December.
Shit already dropped.
Or is it like
Walmart hit? Walmart. Joe's hit. Wait, not the Pimp Daddy Destro, but the Joe's hit. The first wave hit this weekend at Walmart.
Damn,
really?
son.
Yeah, people were people were buying the whole display. When I say the whole display, I mean the figures, and they took the cardboard display with. Mad people took the whole joint. I was like, oh my God. Like, wow. Yeah, Target's got a couple up. Looks like the line's going to be pretty popular.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to go through a Hasbro Pulse to get my stuff because.
Yeah, they keep pushing my STCC Snake Eyes back. I'm a little upset. I want my Snake Eyes.
They don't like you. You've angered them.
They don't.
Somehow.
They should. They should like me. Man, I love. That's like my favorite property from when I was a kid.
The only thing that matters is that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive that is Starscream and Cobra Commander together. That's the only thing that matters ever in the history of collabs.
Oh, when they redid the Sky Striker?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, we actually have there's an ongoing like debate. What will they do? Because right when you were a kid, if you had GI Joes, you knew it was more about the vehicles than the action figures, right? They had like the best lineup of toy lines, by far the best lineup of vehicles in the history of toy lines, right?
Yeah.
Like if someone disputes it, show them a picture of the USS flag, and that's a wrap. That's a wrap on whatever toys they're talking about, right?
That should actually floated.
But the flag didn't float. No, you're thinking of the hovercraft.
The hovercraft. Yes.
Flag.
Yes.
The flag was 7 feet long. It definitely did not float. But you think about it, right? Now they're scaling up to 6-inch. Making vehicles, they don't make a lot of 6-inch Star Wars vehicles. They make a couple, but it's not that many. So it'd be interesting to see if the line makes them, or are people that own big 3D printers going to scan the old vehicles, upscale them in the software, right, and start printing them joints out for a couple $100 each.
Dude, look, if Lego can fucking do it, I'm pretty sure Hasbro can do it. Seriously. Because Lego's
I'm sure they can
the
too.
game right now. Lego's
sure
killing the game right now.
So, as usual, we're going to have no money after we splurge on all of this. All right. Anything else, guys?
That's what I had today. It's been fun.
I just want to say hello to all of my cosplay honeys. We're going to have you on soon, I promise.
I like how he dropped his voice.
Very soon. Maybe next week. Especially you, Mia.
Anyways, that's all I had. I'm good. I got my shout out in. I'm happy.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up before Omar gets any creepier. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We also have nerdinin@gmail.com. And yeah, let us know what we can do to improve. If we need to bleep out Omar at times, let us know about that. And we will catch you guys next week. All right. Peace.
Peace out. Wear your mask.
Later, y'all.
Protect other citizens.
Wear your mask.
Be safe. Don't use protection.
No.